Mercedes-Benz EQC is finally here after months and months of different camouflage spy shots and lately last week their teasers and shadowy figures and teasers about teasers. That's it. That's over. We know what it looks like. It looks like a pretty good combination, I have to say, between what the original concept was and what the Mercedes classic designs are right, nowadays. I think it's pretty cool. I like when electric cars don't look kind of like, oh, look at me, I'm an ugly, tree hugger car. It looks like a Mercedes. As a matter of fact, that was the kind of their point at the unveiling in Sweden that just happened. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there, though. Thank you to Mercedes for inviting me. I had some other commitments. So we're gonna look at this car, but also right behind them, BMW had done their own shadowy, mysterious teaser. We're gonna look at that video and see what that car might look like. And then the big secret that Tesla was sort of also teasing us with for their Grand Basel show in Europe. So this day is literally full of surprises. So we're gonna talk about them all coming up next. Welcome to those of you who are watching me live on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if this is your first time here and you are interested in staying up to date on everything that's going on in the world of electric cars, well, you came to the right place. Just go ahead and click on that subscribe button. It's free and you will stay up to date on everything that's going on and won't miss anything moving forward. All right, listen, here it is. So this is the Mercedes-Benz EQC. 400 Formatic is the official name. There's some other images like this one is, by the way, notice the Ionity charging station. That is sort of the rival to the Tesla supercharger network in Europe. It's very interesting that because they are partners, so that's very interesting that they kind of incorporated it, letting us know what they're expecting from the infrastructure by the time this car is out in 2020. The production starts next year. And here's what it's going to look like inside. Again, very Mercedes-like, but kind of high-tech. I like it. I like the design, but these are the images of what everything is going to look like. The unveiling, just like I said, I wish I was there, but I couldn't. Was pretty extravagant. As you can see, a lot of them are like that, right? But I like to see it. As you can see, a pretty large room. They've invited the media from all over the world, even yours truly. So, everybody was there except for me. And I'm glad that they're taking this seriously. They are essentially saying that they're all in, and I'm definitely happy to hear that. Now the car's going to have an 80 kilowatt hour battery. The range will see about 220 250 really what they're shooting for. Mile range 250 is what they're saying realistic range is going to be. And they're basically going to be starting taking reservations very soon. I love it. I really like it. There's some things that I'm not quite sure, like why the door handles are still kind of like door handles and why the grille is so big, if you will. It is an all-electric car. There is no gas version of this car. But again, I think because it looks like a Mercedes, and it is essentially an answer to Model X, because it is, a lot of people are complaining that Model X is very minimalistic, and obviously Mercedes is sort of a standard of luxury. And it will be interesting to see what happens, whether they're going to be attracting existing Tesla and other electric car owners, or they're going to just get a lot of their own clientele and just other SUV drivers, SUV gas drivers. Let me know in the comment section what you think, but I will be putting my reservation in as well. I will also do one with an Audi e-tron. I think Audi e-tron might be also a very worthy competitor, but I like it. I definitely like it. Going to keep my eye on it, and obviously this is this is a great day, and this is going to be a great month for all of us. This finally, it's great to see all the startups like Byton and Neo and Lucid and so forth, and it's exciting. They're building stuff from scratch, but it's important to have these, old school, if you will, manufacturers to be on board. This car is going to be manufactured quite a few different places, including China. So, and I believe they're saying that they're going to be manufacturing them pretty much along the side of their gas cars. Obviously, they know how to do it. You won't expect too many production issues, like for example with Tesla and other startups. So it should go much smoother. Obviously, they have service centers and infrastructure for everything that they need. As far as the charging infrastructure, I'm going to address that in the comment of the day because it was pretty much going to the heart of that. So stay tuned for that. Let's move on to BMW. That's right behind Mercedes in the electric car revolution within their own brand. Before that, I want to remind you that this channel and this video is sponsored by iNext, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. There's a discount code in the description of this video. Go ahead and grab it so you can save yourselves a few bucks. That's never bad, right? Especially, you know, because a subscription to this channel is free. All right, so BMW released a teaser, and let me show it to you guys. It is, well, let me start with this one. First of all, BMW started taking pre-orders for the BMW iX3, which is this is the car. They've already released pictures a while back. This is going to be kind of their sort of next generation electric car. It's going to be completely based on a X3, and I believe it's $1,800 US dollars. They're taking reservations in Norway, which is a great country to start your fan base, of course. Over 50% of sales there are of electric cars, plug-in hybrids and electrics mix. So by far the biggest share is happening in Norway out of all countries, which is always weirds me out, but it's true. And so that's where BMW is taking reservations. Don't forget, this car won't be out until 2020 as well, but it is a compact SUV, and the range is going to be okay. From what I understand, it's going to be under 200 miles. You know, a little bit as far as realistic range, but still good enough if they price it correctly. But BMW also released this video. Let me show it to you. It's pretty short, but this is of their iNext. This is you know, they believe it is going to be competing with the Model 3, but really, if you look at the pictures, and thank God I know how to use Photoshop, so I'm going to show you guys what this is basically enlarged and photoshopped a little bit. I put the lighting a little bit, so I mean we can get a pretty good idea. As you can see in the video, you couldn't see it, but I enhanced it, so a pretty good idea. I don't like the grill. I have to say, I really hope that they change this whole BMW thing. It looks like someone's butt, really, or maybe a game controller, but it doesn't, you know, that BMW front is usually supposed to be mean, but now it also looks like a Botox pair of lips of housewife in Beverly Hills, right? I mean, so yeah, it's just, I hope they change it. And again, enough with the neon. I know we know you're not gonna go with all the neon stuff. But good looking BMW. I like it. I actually like it better than any BMW right now in the market. This will be coming out in 2021, and guess what? This car is actually going to be on tour. They're going to put it in a big cargo plane. They're partnering up with the Lufthansa, and they're going to be taking it on tour all over the world next week. So that's going to be exciting. I'm definitely going to be reporting on that for you guys. So, you know, this stuff is happening. I know there, you know, it's closer and closer. You know, don't forget Audi e-tron, the electric SUV, is in production now. Mercedes is starting their production just in a few months, well, maybe half a year, and BMW is right behind them. So this is all very important stuff. But let's not forget Tesla. Tesla also had their own surprise. This was a teaser that they sent out to their VIP list, and which I am not apparently, and no surprise there. But the surprise was supposed to be there. There is a this artsy car show in Europe called Grand Basel, and they basically said they're bringing a surprise there. A lot of people were trying to guess what it was, and you know, is it the thing? Is it a car? Is it a new software or new? So a lot of people thought it was maybe Model Y, but it turned out to be just the white Roadster, which essentially, from what I remember, this is the car that I saw at the shareholder meeting, and it looks like exactly what it is. As you remember, there was a semi there, but my camera will pan to the Roadster in just a second. And this is not an actual functioning prototype. This is basically a shell of the car. It was easily to see. I mean, I just could easily see that would at all. And there is no secret. I don't think Tesla was claiming that it's a functional prototype. There's only one functional prototype, I believe, right now. So yeah, so essentially they brought this, and you know, they considered it a piece of art. You know, fair enough, that's fine. But again, you know, your teaser was red, if you remember that, Tesla, and that this is not a red car, but you know, this was the teaser. This is a result. Okay, I mean, listen, any promotion of the new technology is obviously very cool, and kind of putting it in the artsy light, saying this is a state of art technology, I guess. That's pretty cool, and obviously it's going to get some interest. People who attend those shows are usually a little bit different. So hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. So that's very interesting. Okay, guys, before I get to the comment of the day, which is concerning about the Mercedes, Audi, BMW, and everybody else who's coming up, with electric cars, what are we going to do about charging, right? Don't forget that I just released a video of me interviewing Mate Rimac, the CEO and founder of Rimac Automobili. This was the footage that I'd taken at the Monterey Car Week, where I got to meet the Concept 1 and the Concept 2 right here. So check it out. Very interesting interview with Mate on Saturday that I did. So it's still on my channel. And don't forget, if you're in San Francisco area on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will be moderating this panel. Pretty big people here, the guy in charge of the Amazon Alexa Auto, the guy in charge of research for Bosch, the VP of Intelligent Car Experience of Byton, and the CEO of Takeon, who used to be CIO of Tesla. So some very, very cool people on the panel. I'm going to be moderating it tomorrow at 10:30, but there will be 2 other panels on Thursday and Friday. So if you're there, come on over, stay high. But I will bring some footage with me so you guys can check out some of the discussion. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's an honor to, moderate 3 panels that the TechCrunch disrupt. All right, well, I want to thank my new Patreon also, Jean Loyens. Thank you so much for becoming a Patreon. If you don't forget, there is a URL right here, patreon.com/E4Electric, if you want to support the show. And with the highest level of the support, you can also watch me live. And also later on, we're going to do this thing that I call the extra mile, where I just talk to my Patreons. It's an exclusive sort of a quick chat after the show is done with my Patreon. So we interact with the live chat. So it's always fun. I love that. But let's move on to the comment of the day. And just like I promised, this one has to do with, well, Tesla has superchargers, right? So why would anybody buy an EQC or Audi e-tron or BMW iNext or whatever, any other electric car when you travel on long distance? And this is a question from Donovan. He says, but with what mass fast charging infrastructure, he's asking. They always say charge at home, but what's if you're going on a road trip and don't want to sit on a public charge point station for 8 hours? Okay, so fair question. And I've always said that the biggest advantage the Tesla has, it's not their amazing cars, because I think that will be matched very soon. As a matter of fact, you can argue that this EQC car is more luxurious inside, and they will most likely not have as many production problems and quality problems and so forth. Say I, that has yet again appointment with Tesla with 4 outstanding issues. So I'm looking forward to not doing that if I get one of those guys. But yes, you're right. What to do when you're going on a road trip? Well, first of all, let's not forget, 99% of the time you will be driving it to the office, dropping your kids, at school, whatever. 200-mile range, 250-mile range is more than enough. My Tesla 60, the regular 60 that I have, man, I have no problems driving it around. Never, 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 except for when I need to take a road trip. Now, do you really want to take your 80 to 100 to 150, in some cases, $1,000 car on a road trip where it's going to be hit by a bunch of bugs and little stones from all the 18-wheelers? I do not. Even when I had a gas car, like I had a BMW 7 Series and a Mercedes S-Class, I never took them on a road trip. I don't want that car being, literally damaged and pounded for 8 hours when I'm driving to LA. So most people would not be taking their nice daily car. They would be taking some other car. They probably have a minivan or a commuter car, a smaller car, or they rent a car. Now, my solution to that, because I don't like sitting on superchargers for even 45 minutes, was to get a plug-in hybrid. And yes, I'm using a little bit of gas here and there when I commute, but that's a decision we need to make until the electric car technology gets here, where it will be 300-400 mile range and fast charging and all that stuff, and that's common. But for now, a lot of people will opt out for the same. And sometimes I rented before I got a plug-in hybrid. I rented sometimes a gas car. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I am. Listen, nobody roots for the electric car movement more than I do. But I also have stuff to do and reality. And most people, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get their amazing electric cars that are coming out here, and then they also just going to drive their gas car or rental car or a plug-in hybrid car on the long trips. But don't forget, the picture that I showed you earlier obviously had the Ionity charging station right behind it, right? And well, what does it mean? So let me just roll back to that image. Ionity is a network and I've covered it in length. As a matter of fact, I will be, and this is the picture once again. I will be interviewing someone from Ionity in the next couple of weeks, so we'll talk about it in details for sure. But it is a fast charging network that is much faster than Tesla's, and they are building it up in Europe. Here in the United States, we have Electrify America, also a charging network that is going to catch up sooner or later, and that will compete with Tesla for sure. For example, Audi e-tron has 150 kilowatt charging, which is again much faster than Tesla. All of this is building up. By the time these cars are going to be out, then those charging networks are also going to be up to par. So you will be able to take a long distance trip in those. And don't forget, especially in Europe, the distances, everything is much more compact, and therefore you don't have to charge as much to get further, as far as going through 3 countries, for example. Could be just one charge. Easily so. So that's your answer in 2 parts. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, I'll probably be making more and more videos, because this is a concern about, I just released one a couple of weeks ago about, how to charge the car at home, what kind of options you have depending on where you live. So check it out. It's also in my library. All right. So I will probably be posting a video from the Monterey Car Week. It's going to be about the vision of Byton about level 4 autonomous driving, why they believe the LiDARs is the way to go rather than what Tesla suggests, which is just a combination of radars and cameras. Byton also has radars and cameras, but they believe LiDAR is essential, as pretty much all of the other manufacturers except for Tesla. But that's good. That's probably the interview I'm going to post, because I'll be in San Francisco all day. It is very unlikely I'm going to get back to my studio to do the show. But on Thursday mornings and Friday morning, I will probably be here before I head out to San Francisco, because my panels are later in the day. Listen, stop by and say hi to TechCrunch Disrupt tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Other than that, I will see you guys live on Thursday once again. Of course, remember to stay charged.